Thermometer. Thermometer is an equipment that uses to monitor the temperature, and there are total four types of thermometer present for checking the temperature. So the first one is clinical thermometer, rectal thermometer, third is digital thermometer, and fourth is lotion thermometer. Now there are parts in the thermometer. So here two parts of thermometer, that is the bulb, here the bulb and the stem. So the bulb is a very fragile part. So fragile means that is the part that is easily breakable. So the bulb part is so fragile part, and that contains the mercury that is a sensitive to the temperature. So the mercury is a thing that is very sensitive to temperature, and thus it is being used in the thermometer to assess or check the temperature very in accurate form. Next is stem is an hollow tube in which mercury can rises. So here we can see the stem where this mercury gas passes or can rises till the temperature depending upon the fever the patient is having. So it will be fluctuating and just will be stopped at one point where the temperature is being assessed. Now there are two scales in which the temperature is being noted, that is Fahrenheit and the Celsius. Now mercury is an liquid metal that is in a silvery appearance, is used in the thermometers because it is very sensitive to small changes in temperature, and the expansion of mercury is uniform and easily visible. So here the mercury is an liquid metal that is used in the thermometer just because it's very sensitive to a small minor change or fluctuation in the temperature. So this is the best metal to assess the temperature in an accurate form in this thermometer. And even the mercury is very visible in this thermometer, and the Celsius and Fahrenheit scales are. So if there is, we have checked in a Celsius form, then how would we convert that Celsius form or scale into the Fahrenheit? So this is the scales or the formulas. How would we calculate the Celsius from the Fahrenheit and the Fahrenheit from the Celsius? So how we'll find the Celsius one if we have calculated the Fahrenheit? So here Fahrenheit minus 32 into 5 upon 9. So this is the formula which will get the amount of, which will get the number of the Celsius form. Now Fahrenheit. So Fahrenheit equals to Celsius into 9 by 7 plus 32. In the Celsius one, we had minus 32 into 5 by 9. And here Celsius temperature that is been noted in the Celsius into 9 by 5 plus 32. Now care of thermometer. So how would we take care of the thermometers in the hospital side? So shake the mercury down. So we have to shake the thermometer. Okay, this is in a sense that we have to shake the thermometer. So if we have checked some of the patient's temperature, so the mercury that is been fluctuated and have been stopped at one point will be down to the point of the bulb. So after shaking, it's at normal point. Now grasp securely, hold it from the upper end of the stem. So we have to hold the thermometer from the upper end of the stem. So after holding the thermometer by the upper end of the stem, we have to just shake the mercury by following some steps and follow or making some points in our head that we don't have to shake with the near of the articles and the furniture. So we have to take care that it doesn't fall down, and we don't have to shake around the articles or the furniture. So that would be a risk to break down the thermometer. Then never wash it with the hot water. So we don't have to wash the thermometer with an hot water. So because of washing or cleaning it with the hot water, that will fluctuate the mercury level in the thermometer. So that would give an wrong assessment of the temperature or wrong unit of the temperature while checking the temperature of the next patient. Now, next point, never store it in disinfect solution. So we don't have to put all time in the disinfectant solution, or we don't have to store it for a long time in the disinfectant solution. We just need to clean it with the disinfect solution instead of storing it. Now, what are the disinfection or disinfectant solutions that are available to clean the thermometer? So here is a table with the name of the disinfectants a solution, the strength what we have to use for cleaning the thermometer, and for what time we have to store it in the that solution. So here the Dettol, so the strength is 1 is to 40, then for the time 5 minutes. In Savlon 2 is to 20, that is 5 minutes. Lysol 1 is to 40 for 3 minutes, and Furginol is 1 is to 40, that is for 5 minutes. So this is the solution, and this is the strength, what strength we have to take the solutions, and for what time we have to store the thermometer in this disinfectant solution. Now, temperature assessing device. So these are the devices we actually pointed out in the further PPTs. That was the clinical thermometer, electronic thermometer, tympanic membrane thermometer, disposable thermometer, and in that chemical dot thermometers too. So here the chemical dots one are for the single use, and that is a disposable one. So we can once use it and just throw it after the use. And that is not much expensive. That is available in a cheap form in the market. Now axillary, oral and rectal can be difficult to read. Long measurement time needed up to 7 minutes for an accurate temperature. So this needs a more time to get an accurate temperature, that is up to 7 minutes. These are the disposable thermometer, that is the chemical dot ones. So here this is the strip, and here that is the part which we put or gets contact with our skin, and here the units are being displayed. So here you can see the black dots, that is the temperature in the Fahrenheit, and in this down picture there is a temperature that is being noted in a Celsius. Now what is temperature? So the definition, it is a measurement of an average kinetic energy of the molecules in an object or system, can be measured with a thermometer or calorimeter. It is determining the internal energy contained with the system. Body temperature is the difference between the amount of the heat produced by the body and the amount of the heat that is lost to the external environment. So basically the body temperature or the temperature is a difference between the amount of the heat that is being produced by our body and the amount of heat that is being lost to the external environment. Now, common sites for taking temperature. So what are the sites where we can take the temperature or check the temperature? So to get an accurate temperature, the bulb of the thermometer must be placed surrounded by the body tissue, and more blood circulation, air and moisture should be avoided. So here we have to first keep in our mind that the thermometer's part, that is the bulb, should be placed in the such type of body parts or body place that have more of blood circulation and less of air as well as moisture. Okay, so here there are the common sites, that is the mouth, that is under the tongue, that is sublingual, then groin region, axilla, vagina, and rectum. Now, temperature by mouth. So here are the advantages of temperature taking by mouth, that is the site in the mouth. Here, there is good blood supply under tongue, so correct temperature is recorded. So here in the sublingual part, that is under the tongue, there are much more blood supplies there, so that would record in an accurate form. So the temperature would record in an accurate form. There is less chance of bulb coming in the contact with air. So that is one part where the bulb won't get in contact with the air as it is down to the tongue. Thermometer can held easily under the tongue, and in adults, the thermometer can be easily hold or held under the tongue. Now, no privacy is needed. So for this, no privacy is been needed for this procedure. So these are the advantages of the uh, temperature taking by mouth. Now, what are the disadvantages of mouth? If patient kept it in an oral cavity, not under the tongue, then possibility of false temperature is recording. So here, if patient doesn't keep in an exact position, that is the under the tongue, then the possibility of the false temperature is very high. So we don't have to keep that thermometer under the tongue. If the thermometer is not adequately disinfected, then chances of cross infections will be high. So if after checking temperature of one patient, we have to clean it properly. If it's not cleaned properly, then there will be high risk of getting infection to the next patient. If we don't disinfect in a proper manner, then chances of cross infection will be increased. Now, children can bite the thermometer. So, in children, this is a most main disadvantages, that children, that are the small kids, would bite the thermometer. So the bulb part is so fragile. If they'll bite a bit, that will get broken and the mercury will be out from the thermometer, and that can cause an injury or a life-threatening condition. Now, patient feels bad taste if disinfectant is not properly removed. So here, once we disinfect the thermometer, and if we don't clean it properly after disinfecting that thermometer with the solutions such as Savlon or Dettol, then the patient would get some bad taste or bad odor in the mouth, as in during checking or assessing the temperature. Now, patient feels tired by keeping it in the mouth. So sometimes it takes time to get an exact or accurate temperature. So for such things, the patient can get tired by keeping it in the mouth. So these are the disadvantages. Now, what is the procedure of taking oral temperature, or the temperature that is being taken through the mouth? So first, explain the procedure to the patient. Also find out if the patient has taken cold or hot food or fluids or has moved. So the nurse should wait for 30 minutes. So firstly, we have to explain the procedure. So what we are doing, or what step, or what the procedure has been done on the patient, we have to explain to the patient in the language in which he is comfortable. And then we have to find out that if the patient have eaten something cold food or some hot food or some cold or chilled fluids, or has been smoked. So after confirming it, we have to check that we have to continue with the procedure. And if the patient has eaten something hot or some cold foods, then we have to wait for 30 minutes, at least for 30 minutes. Then we have to perform the hand hygiene, that is the hand washing very properly. Then we have to place the patient in a very comfortable position and we have to check the level of the mercury. The next step is we have to check the level of the mercury, whether it's at the bulb point or not. Okay, while gently rotating thermometer at eye level. So we have to rotate the thermometer at an eye level so we can check the exact level of the mercury in the stem. So shake it until reading lowers mercury level to 35.6 Celsius. So we have to shake it very well until the reading gets lower to the level of mercury level lowers to 35.6 Celsius. Now ask patient to open mouth and gently place the thermometer and the tongue in posterior sublingual pocket lateral to central of the lower jaw. So here we have to ask the patient to open his or her mouth and we have to gently place the thermometer under the tongue. So that is the sublingual part of the mouth. So we have to place it there. Now we have to wait for 3 minutes and then we have to remove the thermometer and we have to clean from the stem to bulb and read at an eye level. So first we have to remove the thermometer, then we have to clean the thermometer from the part stem to the bulb. So from backside to front. Okay, and then we have to read that level of mercury with an eye level, so for an accurate assessing of the temperature. Now we have to shake gently so that the mercury level falls below 35 degrees Celsius, and we have to place the thermometer in and disinfect solution. So after shaking the thermometer gently to fall the thermometer levels about 35 degrees Celsius, then we have to place that thermometer in a disinfect solution. Now discard used tissue papers and cotton balls. So we have to discard all the tissue papers or the cotton balls that have been used to clean the thermometer, and then we have to record temperature on the graph sheet of the TPR recording. So we after completion we have to record the temperature that we have assessed during the procedure on the graph sheet or the patient's record where the temperature temperature is been noted in the sheets or the file. Now contraindication. So in which patient this procedure is being contraindicated, so that in which patient we don't have to perform this procedure. Now unconscious patient, children under 6 years. So firstly we don't have to perform this oral temperature taking procedure in unconscious patient. So unconscious patient, that is the patient who are not conscious and is not aware about the external environment. So we don't have to do this procedure in unconscious patient and as well as children who are below 6 years, as if because if the children would bite it, it would be more harmful. So we have to avoid this procedure in 6 years under 6-year children. Now patient with convulsions and mouth breathers. So if the patient is having convulsions, that are the seizures, so we have to contraindicate this procedure to that patient. Because of the seizures there are totally risk of breaking the temperature inside the mouth, and even the patients having the mouth breathers. So the patient who is having difficulty in breathing, who are dependent on the mouth breathers, we have to contract this procedure in such patients. Now, patient with injury, inflammation, or operation of the mouth. So, if the patient is having injury in the mouth or inflammation or operation or the surgery has been done inside the mouth or the part of the mouth, we have to just avoid this procedure. Now, extremely weak person who cannot hold. So the patient who are too big or having some muscle dystrophies related to the mouth or facial muscle dystrophies, we don't have to perform this procedure as because the patient won't be able to hold on the thermometer inside the mouth. Now, patients suffering from frequent attack of cough. So we have to avoid in the patients who have unfrequent attack or getting an attacks of the cough very frequently. Now, temperature by axilla. The advantages is causes less discomfort to the patient. So this is the procedure or this is the site of the temperature taking where the patient gets less discomfort in this procedure, and it is very useful in the child as well as in the adult who cannot hold it in proper way inside the mouth, that is the oral one. Now, taking hot and cold drink will not affect the temperature. So here, by taking hot food or cold food or drinks, that would won't affect the temperature, and no chances of cross infections or bad taste and biting of thermometer. So here there will be reduction of there will be no chance of getting infections, that is the cross infection from one patient to another. Now bad taste and biting of the thermometer. So there won't be chance of bad taste, getting a bad taste and biting of the thermometer. Now indication. So what is the indication or what indications means the procedure in which we can perform easily. That is neonates, infant, toddlers and children, intubated and sick patients. In short, we can use this or perform this procedure in all age patients. Now patient with oral inflammation or wired jaws. So if the patient is having oral inflammation or wired jaws, that is being muscle trophies inside the jaws, so this is more indicated to this patient and patients recovering from the oral surgeries. So here if the patient is in under any conditions that is related to the oral or mouth or facial, then in such patients this procedure is indicated. Those who cannot breathe through their nose, irrational patients, and those for whom other temperature sites are contraindicated. So, if the patient has contraindicated for such types of taking temperatures, then this is the best site for the taking temperature. Now, mentally challenged or compromised individuals. So, the patient who is mentally retarded, so in such patients, this procedure is indicated in first priority. Now this procedure or the steps of axillary temperature. Explain the procedure to the patient. We have to first explain the procedure to the patient, then we have to perform hand hygiene. Then we have to place the patient in a very comfortable position, and that is the sitting position, and we have to read the mercury gently, rotating the thermometer at the eye level, and then the nurse should dry the axilla with the towel or the tissue papers to clean that moisture present in the axilla. So we have to place the thermometer in the axilla so that the bulb of the thermometer is well in a contact with the skin while the patient's hand is held across the chest. So after placing the thermometer in the axilla, as in the well placed in contact with the skin, we have to tell the patient to keep his or her hand across